So 28 years later go by, and a following kind of grows around TRON. What I forgot to mention when we were talking about TRON, I think during that time, the video game was like more popular than the movie.
Yes, the video game was a massive deal.
Yeah, because my dad loves the video game, doesn't care for the movie, and so I think I once asked him. This is before the new Dune came out, but I asked him if he had ever seen the 1984 Dune. And he said, "Oh yeah, I loved playing the video game. I like the game, the scenes with the motorcycle."
Yes, my favorite scene in Dune was Paul Atreides rode a light cycle and battled Stellan Skarsgård on the light cycles. This happened. Dune Part 2.
Yes. Yes. But then, you cannot go into a retro arcade and not see a TRON arcade cabinet.
Oh, absolutely.
It's always gonna be there.
Such like a gigantic thing. And then they made a game for the Atari, TRON 2.0, which is still to this day, similar to the movie, a huge cult classic. You're gonna see a big theme with the TRON franchise with the cult classic status.
Yeah. So yeah, but Disney, they need a new blockbuster after they got the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Yep.
Which I really love. Curse of the Black Pearl. That's probably my favorite Disney movie.
Really?
Out of everything, it's my favorite.
I'm a huge Pirates fan for context.
Just the first movie though.
See, for me, the first three, phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then they've never made any more after that. Thank God. Because, if they made a fourth, could you imagine how bad that could have turned out?
Well, someone who directed a Pirates movie did end up directing a TRON movie.
Oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll get to eventually, but yeah, Disney, they had Pirates of the Caribbean, then they also had National Treasure, which they don't really seem to care about.
They did make a sequel a few years ago. It was a sequel or a TV show. They did something.
Well, they did a TV show, but people actually, they don't want to see something called National Treasure. They just want to see Nicolas Cage do Indiana Jones stuff. But anyway, I've actually never seen National Treasure.
Neither have I. I'm sure someone is going to be like, "What's wrong with you guys?"
Well, insane Nick Cage fans are.
Yes.
But they make this movie called TRON Legacy. Yes. You told the plot last time. Now, what's the plot of TRON Legacy? Another movie that people say is, well, not boring, but it's still to them it's kind of confusing to them.
Well, first off, they're wrong, but we'll get to that. No, but 28 years later, Kevin Flynn, Jeff Bridges, has gone missing. He goes missing for about 27, 25 years. And his son, Sam...
Well, we never hear about in the first one.
Correct, because he wasn't born. Played by Garrett Hedlund, all these years later, goes into the grid, essentially, to find his father while dealing with, I guess, the threats of the grid, to be spoiler free.
Yes. Yeah. So this is directed by Joseph Kosinski. This is his very first film. His life is interesting because he started off studying engineering,
and then was an architect.
Yeah, and then architect, and then somehow he started making digital shorts, and he knew David Fincher.
Yeah. And then eventually
he got this gig as his first film.
Yeah, this massive blockbuster by Disney of all companies when they were still willing to take risks.
These days, you have to what you got to do is you got to make a small micro-budget independent movie, and then you make a big franchise sequel. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to work in Hollywood.
Yeah, no, this is one of the first real big legacy sequels ever.
It's after Superman Returns, which is very heavy on.
Hence one of.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have one of the first legacy sequels, and that really helped kind of form the template. Even though similar to the first Tron, both movies are very influential for many reasons and just don't get credited ever.
So go over his filmography. I mean, I've only seen 3 other films of his. Have you ever seen Oblivion?
I have not seen that one.
It's I wasn't too crazy about it.
I heard I'm not missing too much.
Yeah, but I never saw Only the Brave. He made like a firefighter movie with Josh Brolin.
I love Josh Brolin.
And then obviously he made Top Gun Maverick, which is great. I need to watch Tron Legacy and then Top Gun Maverick to really decide what I love more. That's very hard.
Answer.
And then
spoilers. It's Tron Legacy.
I never saw Spiderhead, which went to like Netflix. That was like a month after Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, no, that was really fast afterwards.
Well, I mean, I think he clearly made, he made Top Gun Maverick way before the pandemic hit.
Yep.
Because I remember seeing the trailer for Top Gun Maverick, in waiting for Rise of Skywalker.
The Rise of Skywalker.
And then pandemic hit. And then I'm guessing during the pandemic, he was able to make Spiderhead.
I guess so.
And then this summer, he released F1. Did you see F1?
I did not see that one, and I really want to.
It is still a technical marvel.
No way Joseph Kosinski directed technical marvel.
But holy shit, it needed to be cut down drastically. Like 15 to 20 minutes. It was way too long for what it was.
Okay.
It's 2 hours. It's 2 hours and a half.
As the guy that defends long run times, I would love to watch it and give my opinion.
I thought it could have been cut down. Maybe it's because I really had to pee in the theater.
And that is very fair.
And it's an IMAX theater that has like a very tight stadium seating to it.
Oh yeah.
So it's very uncomfortable to like want to like get up and just like move around, just like move constantly.
Wait. Side note away from the video. What theater did you see it at?
Oh, the Regal in Broadhollow Road.
No, I was just in Lynbrook.
Yeah, no, I've never been to the Lynbrook one.
Oh wait, which one? Oh no, I know the one I'm thinking of. Anyway, sorry. I just was checking.
Yeah, but I think so. Like out of the, I mean, Oblivion is the one I don't really like, but I think the three Kosinski films I do like. I mean, I'm a little mixed on F1. I gotta see F1 again, but I did really like Legacy and Top Gun Maverick. This was a pretty this is just like the most ambitious directorial debut ever. Like what they gave him. But you got both Jeff Bridges and Bruce Boxleitner came back. This is actually a pretty great time for Jeff Bridges because he won the Oscar for the movie Crazy Heart.
Yep.
I don't know if I've never seen it. Have you?
I haven't, but it's I think the third or fourth next movie for my to watch list. So soon. Yeah.
So, but he won the Oscar for that, and then the same month, 5 days apart, he was in True Grit.
Yeah.
The Coen Brothers movie.
Even if you look at 2008, Iron Man.
Oh yeah. I forgot to also mention. Yeah, Iron Man. We'll talk later about comparing his performance in that to this. But yeah, he did True Grit same month. I think his performance in True Grit is better, but I'd rather watch this movie than True Grit. But they're both good. Jeff Bridges and Bruce Boxleitner does not have a lot of scenes, but I do like.
Yeah. I
like the scene that he has with Sam, and then the new cast you got Garrett Hedlund as Kevin Flynn's son that you never hear of. So you said he wasn't born in the first movie. You're saying
correct. He was born. Not terrible. There's a comic, Tron Betrayal, that was made by Marvel actually. That came out shortly before. Right before Legacy, pretty much. That explains the timeline as well as a few other little details.
All right, but so Tron, the first Tron takes place in 1982. And it's 1989 that Kevin Flynn disappears. So then Sam is what? So we're meant to think that Sam was born in 1983? Which would make him 6.
Correct.
Even though he does not look 6 at all.
He's like 6 or 7.
And also what happened to his mother.
That the comic explains it. It's really heartbreaking.
Alright, so I'm guessing you don't want to go into it right now.
I mean, if you want to see me cry. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, it's a whole rabbit hole.
So Garrett Hedlund, I really like him in the film Inside Llewyn Davis. Have you ever seen it?
I actually have seen. I haven't seen the full movie, but I've seen a lot of clips with him specifically.
Yeah, I like his one scene. He's not in the whole movie, but his like the few scenes that he has, I love it, and I just love I love the getup they put him in.
Oh, absolutely, it's incredible.
As John Goodman's like chauffeur. But what's weird is that you'd think that'd be the role that he would have that role like before Tron Legacy instead of like after.
Yeah.
Because this movie should have made him a way bigger star than this movie kind of was planning him to be. Because like the only big blockbuster film this size that he did was Pan, where he played Captain Hook. That was weird.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that movie.
Yeah, oh my god.
Funny story about Pan. I went with my mom and my brother a really long time ago to see that movie in theaters because we thought it was a Disney live action remake.
Well,
we went to go see it. We're very confused.
But it's Warner Brothers. Yeah, it was Warner Brothers.
We didn't know that.
Well, I knew kind of going into that it was Warner Brothers.
Oh, I didn't. I was too stupid to realize that.
When I saw the pirate ships like they were flying in the sky, I was as a kid that looks like that's like the coolest thing ever.
Oh, absolutely.
And this is the same year. This is the same year Mad Max Fury Road is out, and I'm thinking that looks cooler than that.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm not. Well, I wasn't technically allowed to see Fury Road, but I like Garrett Hedlund. He actually kind of looks like Scott Eastwood sometimes in this, specifically in this movie.
Yeah. No. You're right. You're right.
But I like him. I wish I would see him in more movies. But I think he's more of a TV star now. Like I think he's
he does a lot of TV.
He's on Tulsa King from what I've seen. But I don't watch Tulsa King.
I don't. I watch a lot more movies than I do TV.
Yeah, same with me, obviously.
But I know a lot. I know he's a very well liked person by a lot of his fans, and he's often talked about like he's just a really cool, down to earth guy. And loves talking about the franchise, about Tron, his love for the movies and franchise, as well as a lot of other things.
And he apparently gave the reason to why the sequel never happened, but we'll get to that later.
Oh,
Olivia Wilde. Well, I want to say before this, I think it was House that she was big from, the TV show House.
I forget off the top of my head.
Okay, so like when I did watch the movie for the first time, which was in the worst place that you could ever watch it, and that is on a very small TV. But
funny enough, the exact same thing happened to me.
That's not the way you want to watch Tron.
The first time I watched Legacy was my first freshman year of college, and I watched it on my crappy TV that I had with me, and I was like, this TV is not great. But I can tell I'm watching something really special visual-wise.
Yes, this is not an iPhone movie. This is not.
This is if somehow you have access to like a giant, really high-quality screen, whether it be a friend's house, go pay the friend and go watch it with them. Like it is worth it. Trust me.
Yeah. Well, but no, I just remember the first time I watched it with friends when Olivia Wilde came on. I said, I think. Sam goes, "That's the girl who directed Don't Worry, Darling," because that's when I saw the movie. After that movie came out.
That's honestly really funny.
I saw Don't Worry, Darling because my dad really wanted to see it because he liked the idea.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't hate the movie.
Okay.
It wasn't terrible.
Didn't see it
because you heard how bad it was.
Yes.
I didn't really. I didn't mind it. I haven't seen Booksmart. That's what people really liked.
That's another one I gotta see, but I know.
And she was on an episode of The Studio.
Yes.
That's I'm trying to think what else. Olivia Wilde. She's
been in a lot.
Yeah, but like Garrett Hedlund, like she's never been in a movie like a blockbuster like this.
Really. I will also say, Olivia Wilde did voice Quora in numerous animated projects and some video games as well. A lot of the Tron, I guess, actors tend to really enjoy reprising their roles. Common pattern is when someone's in the Tron franchise, they really get attached to it, and as people, they fall in love with this world and franchise and just want to keep being a part of it. And that's partially why the fans love almost every actor that's been in the movies.
So looking at her filmography, I completely forgot she has a really funny scene in Babylon.
Stop it! You are not fucking Italian! You are from fucking Shawnee, you goddamn fraud! Say one more word. Say one more word in Italian and I will divorce you. One more.
Okay. Okay. Ich muss dann
Get the fuck out!
Yes,
With Brad Pitt.
Okay, for context, Babylon is my favorite movie ever, and I genuinely cannot believe I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That she was in that movie.
And then also I think she was Gozer in Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yes.
That was very strange. Okay, and also the year after Tron Legacy, she did Cowboys and Aliens, which is also like a big blockbuster.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the full thing, but I remember watching a little bit of it at my grandparents' place, and it scared the shit out of me because I was a little kid.
Yeah, that'll do it.
There's one scene that I was like, fucking scared me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've heard a lot about it. Best way to put it.
Then you got Bo Garrett is one of the sirens.
Yes.
Very, very, very attractive woman. She's in the Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Yep.
And then she hasn't really done anything since. Then you got Michael Sheen in there.
Oh my gosh, the greatest character ever.
Zeus.
Zeus, Castor, many names, but
What kind of? We'll talk a little bit later about like what his whole point is, and
but
like,
he's kind of the greatest character ever. Is
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say.
yeah. And then last actor to mention is Cillian Murphy's in the movie
For about 2 minutes.
Yeah, the opening, because they were trying as David Warner's son. I think that
Yes.
that's David Warner's son, and would have been a character in.
He was going to be the main villain of the canceled Tron 3.
Yes, which I think we can just that's a good way to just like segue into the whole, because the whole movie it's not really about the Dillingers.
Correct.
It's
It's
basically
much more about the Flynn family than it is the Dillingers. And when I say family, specifically the father-son relationship.
The movie, I mean, I also think of it as like a movie about the younger generation dealing with the older generation's problems.
Yep.
Because you basically have an evil Sam Flynn.
Kevin Flynn.
Yes, you have an evil Kevin Flynn. Clue, who looks like a Robert Zemeckis mocap character. Which also, I need to make this one quick. This movie, after this movie, Mars Needs Moms came out, and that was the last of the Robert Zemeckis mocap movies.
Yeah.
And both those movies coming out at the same time, they had like not the entirety of Mars Needs Moms, but there's a part of Mars Needs Moms where it looks like Tron.
Yeah.
And then they're at the grid.
For context, the reason we say, for those who don't know, Tron Legacy was really the first movie to use de-aging technology in a major way. The problem was the technology was not fully there.
And it's still not today.
I mean, it's a lot better.
Well, okay, yes, Captain Marvel was good.
I would say, look at stuff like Captain Marvel, the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 with Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
There's a number of effects, like when the visual effects aren't rushed and actually have time to be done properly, can look good. And it's used a lot nowadays. That would not be possible without Legacy.
Actually, you know what? Funny that we're talking about this movie. We're doing this recording just after Jim Caviezel and Monica Bellucci are like the entire cast from Passion of the Christ is being completely recasted because they're not going to go through the whole de-aging thing. And it's a movie that's meant to take place 2 years after a movie that 2 days. It's a movie that takes place 2 days after a movie that came out 20 years now. So it's funny that happened. But I think the only thing you had before this was like Marlon Brando in Superman Returns, because they also had to like reconstruct his face.
Yeah.
But that worked out better because like first off he was behind like they had a block of ice in front of him, and
it was
pre-recorded.
Yeah.
And
it was short.
And the character's already meant to be dead.
Yeah.
So that's all you had before, but yeah, it doesn't really. So like you kind of want to tell yourself that like, oh, it's fine because it's just in this like computer world. It's like
a lot of people in the fan base, myself included, really agree that on Clue it honestly kind of works because he's supposed to be this like pale imitation of a human.
Yeah.
The problem is that's not the only time they use it. They use it in the opening scene during a flashback.
Yes,
they use it during like one or two other flashback scenes. Now those scenes are purposefully blurry a little bit because they're flashbacks.
But
so
it's
they
so
can get away with it a little bit.
It's a little too obvious. But back to the whole thing with like Clue. So like I kind of want to give it a pass because like it's in the computer world.
Yeah.
But at the same time though, there's really no one else that looks like Clue. So
yeah, but also Clue is different than everyone else because he is a digital copy as opposed to being a typical program. He's like a special case within the grid. So I also think that I've seen the movie enough to kind of just like semi excuse it.
Yeah, this is my second viewing of it, but
I've seen it a lot more than twice.
We kind of went down this whole tangent, and I was trying to make this whole statement what the film is about. It's because you got an evil Kevin Flynn, and then you got an evil, I forgot, it's Alan, what again?
Alan Bradley?
Yeah, then you got evil Alan Radley.
Well, really,
because Tron.
Yeah.
Because in this movie, Tron goes evil? Question mark?
For all intents and purposes, and yes, I'm going to be very spicy and compare it to Star Wars. If you think of it as like Clue as the Emperor Palpatine type figure, grand evil within the movie, and Tron as like an Anakin Skywalker type thing, where he becomes, unlike Star Wars, against his will, he gets reprogrammed to become essentially what Darth Vader is to Clue's Palpatine, where he's just the best fighter, duelist, everything on the grid.
And his name is Rizzler.
They're very close. Rinsler.
Oh, Rinsler.
No, but I mean, in all honesty, he's the most badass character ever, so he kind of just is the Rizzler.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, it really failed at doing the whole, like, it kind of just failed at doing, like, the evil Tron thing. Because that's a cool idea, but, like, there's no... You don't get like a cool scene where like they get a face reveal to show that.
Yeah, no, the reveal itself is a little lacking
because it's just stated.
Tron. He's alive.
That being said, and we'll get into this in a little bit. I was at the Tron double feature show.
We got to later. Okay. in between Legacy and Ares. That's when I want you to tell it, but.
Got that part. When I was showing it to a friend recently, when I was showing it to some of my friends recently, they had, over time, they started to pick it up. And they were like, oh my gosh, wait, is this it? And it wasn't a grand reveal. It kind of feels more like a you pick it up kind of thing. And then the movie confirms it. Like, at some point, you're going to have that. You're going to see the T logo, which only Tron has. You're going to realize this is Tron's fighting patterns. You're going to realize what it is on your own. So when it's kind of the film just being like, yeah, no, we know you picked it up, but still. I think it could have had don't get me wrong, I think it could have had a bigger moment, but I also think it works, especially considering that if we got a face reveal, now we have more poor de-aging technology.
Yeah, I know. Then there's that because you see like, you kind of they kind of do a de-age Bruce Boxleitner.
But it's like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, but then you could have gone like crazier with his look. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish they went a little harder with like the idea of evil Tron, and maybe even make him the actual main villain and not Clue, because that's my thing with the movie. And it's not just that I don't like the look of the CGI with Clue. I don't really care for him as the villain. He doesn't work for me. Maybe it's because it is Jeff Bridges and like his mannerisms. Because you had like Iron Man, and he's a great villain in that movie.
Oh, he's fantastic in that movie.
Even though like you don't really know he's the villain, but I liked his like he was a pretty imitating villain.
Very much.
And I don't think he really brought it with this film.
I actually disagree strongly with that. I totally respect it, especially as you said you're not a huge Bridges fan, so that could definitely contribute.
No, it doesn't. No, that not really, because I do enjoy his performance in this movie, even though technically I kind of like him more in True Grit.
Yeah.
But I think he himself as just regular Kevin Flynn is good. I just don't think he really worked as the villain. In that scenario, I think they should have just made Clue more darker or like.
So I am of the opinion, and once again, I'm gonna be a little spicy, but like, as someone who is, for context, Tron Legacy is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. It is a movie that really means kind of everything to me and then some. So, of course, there's a very strong emotional tie, so that I'm sure boosts certain feelings that I have about the movie. But for me, Clue is one of my favorite villains ever. And I think, kind of similar to what we were saying off camera before, I think he's a character that ages better the more AI and technology ages, as this pale imitation of a human that, when that human is at their most flawed, and unlike a human, he is unable to grow and change. And and with him having this singular goal of create the perfect society. Yeah. And when the ISOs show up, Cora's race.
Yeah, wait, I think we gotta break that whole thing down, because first, it's not that I don't dislike the character. I think it really could have been expanded a little more on him as well than Rinsler. Because, also technically he's Clue 2.
Yeah, the whole fan base calls him Clue 2, which is really ironic, which is really funny to me, considering that we know more Clues existed in the past, so he's probably Clue, like, 8 or something like that. So I think that's really funny that he's referred to as Clue 2 in the fan base, because he's not.
Well, he's the second Clue that we see.
He's the second on-screen Clue.
Yes.
I just think it's funny that they call him Clue 2.
But basically Kevin Flynn and Tron, and then Kevin resurrected Clue again, and they
created a new Clue.
Yeah, because
really.
Okay, yeah, because we also need Tron 1 and Tron 2. They take place in different
grids. After the original movie, Kevin Flynn created a new grid that he could really create in his own image, with the idea of eventually merging humanity and the grid to have users and programs interact in person together. That was the dream. While the OG grid was a really advanced computer, I guess, software development program, if you will, for context.
Yeah, and then, but then, just one day in the late 80s, this group of non-binary programs?
Basically this group of naturally created, super advanced programs emerged called ISOs. And the ISOs, as I said, naturally created. This is the one thing in the grid that Flynn did not create. And that is very important, as Flynn was very, kind of obsessed almost with the image of, I want to create this perfect world that is going to change everything. In fact, he has a line early in the movie during during a newscast we see after it's announced that he's gone missing, where he gives a speech saying, "In there is a new world. In there is our future. Out in there is our destiny, which actually later Clue repeats the exact same thing.
In there is a new world. In there is our future. In there is our destiny. Out there is our victory. Out there is our destiny.
It's a moment that gives me chills every time.
See, this is because you watch more than I have.
Watched it so many times.
So of course you're gonna pick up on stuff like that.
Yeah. But one of the reasons like I love Clue so much, the more things you notice. But
that goes to my whole so I like the setup and that Clue hates the ISOs because it's like I wanted perfect.
They're not because they're not they were natural and Clue sees them as an imperfection.
Yeah.
So Clue is not crazy about them, especially when that shifts Kevin Flynn's entire mindset of going from trying to create this perfect system to, oh my gosh, this is what I want. This miracle, these hyper advanced things that can cure disease, change the world, make the world better without trying to chase imperfection. Meanwhile, Clue, who cannot grow, sees these imperfections and as a result stages a coup where which first off winds up creating the biggest meme in the entire fan base.
Flynn! Am I still to create the perfect system? Yeah.
Yeah, that is funny.
that
is funny.
When I tell you, like, the TRON subreddits are constantly flooded with memes of that. When it was announced there was going to be a 3D IMAX double feature re-release, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
But one of the first things I saw was somebody posted, "I can't wait to see in 4D in 3D IMAX."
Yeah.
But anyways, no. So
so he commits genocide.
He commits genocide against the entire race of ISOs.
I don't know. My problem is that like, I mean, like it's still a genocide, but maybe like it could have just been that like maybe there could have been like more ISOs in the movie that are like in hiding.
Not that this, I guess, necessarily justifies it in the movie itself. The TV show TRON Uprising, which was a prequel series to Legacy, unbelievable season, but it was unfortunately never renewed for season 2 as viewer ratings dropped off in the second half because Disney.
I want to talk about all of that
but they were going to expand. My point is they were going to expand on the ISOs a lot.
I know, because that's a little bit of my problem with Legacy is that like I want to care about the ISOs.
Yeah.
But like they don't show enough, and like the entire genocide it's just like Clue just blew up a building. That's how it's depicted in the film.
Uprising was developed at the exact same time, so the plan was always to go into more detail, but they never got the ability to go into.
See, I'm not into that because I'd rather we just get the.
That's fair.
But all of that, like this movie, in terms of like what it was trying to do with its story, I think is great compared to like what has happened with Legacy sequels now.
Oh yeah.
And thinking now, it is pretty shocking that like this came out like exactly 5 years before Star Wars came out. That started up the whole like Legacy sequel thing. That and Jurassic World, because they made billions of dollars, unlike this film. And yeah, because like I feel like that then Disney I see a world where Disney would have like made a sequel post Force Awakens.
Yes.
And I feel like they would have taken a more comedic angle with it. Like
I don't know if they would have taken more comedic.
It just jumped in my head, but the idea of like Taika Waititi doing a TRON film.
Oh my gosh, no. I would not like to see that personally.
But thank God we did get the movie that we got, even though I'm nitpicking the flaws in its plot.
I will also say two more very important things you have to talk about with Legacy. The non-de-aging visuals are some of the best CGI ever put to film.
The visual effects in this movie are amazing
I would
to
actually
look at.
argue, I would say they're probably on par with, and if not, in some cases, even better than the Avatar movies.
Yeah, well, I got something to say about Avatar when we talk about this, like the reception, but I think the visual effects in this movie are amazing and should have won the Oscar.
Yes.
Which it was
should have been nominated for the Oscar.
Yeah, it never got nominated. It all went to Inception, which I think the effects are good. There's a lot of really good practical effects.
Yeah.
But some of the effects do not really hold up.
Yeah.
Mainly the glass breaking effect, that does not hold up.
Not at all. And you look at Legacy, and outside of the de-aging, which, keep in mind, was kind of like a pioneer of that technology. After I showed the movie to my friends like 2 weeks ago, movie to my friends 2 weeks ago. Actually, no, a week ago. I told them this came out 15 years ago, and they did not believe me until they were like, this looks like it came out maybe like a few years ago.
Well, I don't know about a few.
Well, not a few. You know what I mean.
Because
yeah,
this movie has great CGI and a lot of, not everything, because obviously you had like Interstellar after this, which has amazing. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, like Ex Machina has great visual effects, but then like after this you had the Hobbit movies, the Justice League.
No.
The Lion King remake. I haven't actually seen the Lion King remake, but from like the shots I've seen, like that has not aged well.
No.
And most of the Marvel movies, the effects look kind of wonky.
Yeah, they've kind of gone downhill over time.
Yes, visual effects at this point are very mixed. It's because right now, like the best VFX movies that we have are the Dune movies.
Yeah.
And Avatar.
Yep.
We'll talk later about the Tron Ares, but
yeah,
the visual effects in Legacy are amazing, and also the Daft Punk.
There we go. There's the other
Daft
thing.
Punk. We also forgot to mention the cast. Daft Punk is in it.
Yes. Genuinely might be my favorite score of all time for a movie. It's at the bare.
All right, I might stop you there about score, but
okay, what? It is incredible. You can't talk about the movie without talking about how good it is.
I do like the score, but if you're gonna go that extra mile and say like, "Oh my God, it's the best score ever," I just watched Predator, and that Alan Silvestri score is still amazing, and I think it's better than Tron Legacy, but I think it's a good score. But I don't know if I would go that. I don't know.
That's fair.
I don't think I would go that. I don't think I would go that extra mile. I'm saying.
No, that's fair. Agree to disagree.
Because I showed this to my dad, and for someone who doesn't like the first Tron, he did love it. And when I was like mentioning Daft Punk, he was like, "Ah."
That's because
he's not a Daft Punk guy. I'm not really a Daft Punk guy. I don't hate them. I just don't really listen to their music.
Yeah, I got it.
But overall, I think like this is an amazing movie. Technical wise, well, okay, it is a 98% technical masterpiece.
Yes.
I love it, and also I love the cab driver.
What the? Hey! No off behind! Whoa! No free taxi! You pay!
Everyone loves the scene of Kevin going, yeah. I love quoting the taxi driver guy.
I hope you know that I had multiple people text me after watching Ares and go, the cab guy wasn't in it.
Which one of them being me?
One of them was you. The other big thing that in the first two movies that didn't return. We'll get more into that with in Ares, but the big door didn't return. If you know, you know.
All right, so it came out. It made $409.9 million off of a $170 million budget, which I wanted, like, that's good, but Disney probably wanted more.
Yeah, they wanted more.
It's like, I don't know if, like, again, like, if you consider that a success or not.
I mean, success in the term of it made money,
But
it's not. It wasn't making the money that a lot of other big budget blockbuster movies are making at that time.
Mainly Avatar, because this came out a year right after Avatar, and this is just where I have to ask, why did this fail? Because this was kind of like Avatar. It was a science fiction film, and it was released in IMAX 3D, and
It was shot for IMAX 3D.
Yeah, and I don't get why no one really, like, this should have, like, the people who saw Avatar should have, like, looked at this and been like, let's go see another movie on IMAX 3D that takes you to, like, another world, and it's visually stunning. That's where I'm totally baffled with this movie's loss.
I know one of the big things is at the time, the critics were beyond harsh on it.
Yes, this movie did not get the best reviews when it came out.
And over time, it has, especially even like pre-Aries and those few months of build up, the amount of people like making videos about how incredible Legacy is really like shot up, and you can see that. And you look at the audience score, and people adore this movie. Just like me. As I said, it's in my top 10 favorite movies. It means so much to so many people, and for good reason. It definitely has a lot of things where I can kind of think about it and kind of like, that's a bit stupid. That's a bit ridiculous. I've definitely said definitely some of my nitpicks, but at the same time, it's one of those movies that I feel like for every one step back it takes like 3 steps forward.
Yeah. I mean, it's nowhere near my top 10, but I do really like this movie, and I don't think there's anyone who hates Tron Legacy. I
don't think anyone hates it.
The 51 score, it's like, it's basically just up there with movies like Home Alone, because even Home Alone has a low tomato score. So
I always say, like, you have to look at both scores, critics and audience. Critics in terms of, is this some sort of, I guess, I don't know, quote unquote, like Oscar prestige movie, and then audience score of did this do normal people, if you will, not that I'm a normal person, but do quote unquote normal people enjoy the movie? Does the target audience enjoy the movie? And the target audience adores this movie and then some.